Cisneros. Um, I'm going to review the needs assessment that I've done for my district. I'm identifying the needs. I'm going to give you a proposal with an action plan. I'll touch on law and policy, and I'll set up the strategic leadership for the proposal. School intent matches policy markers. The things where I've seen that we've done a good job in is that technology plan has a shared vision. Our LCUP has embedded the idea of preparing 21st century learners and including that into the wording of our LCAP that we're currently putting in place. We're vision is forward thinking. We're incorporating a lot of the SAMR. We're doing the STEAM, and we're guiding ourselves through the ITSE standards. The policies do align with the technological vision, plan, and support are equitable. Yes, because most of the places that we have at our school sites have technology, and they are all geared towards the same vision that is part of the LCAP. 25% of students are speaking academic language. We're currently rolling out, we're still in the process of rolling out one-to-one iPads throughout the district. Right now we have every classroom at our district with a smartboard and a DocuCam. And I would say about 55% of us adults use the technology to enhance their teaching. Things that we need to work on is a little bit more of the community involvement. While we have some tools that are available for the community, like parents and support from outside our staff, we don't have as much as we would need to really have the community involved. And we also have some professional development, but I feel like it needs to be more differentiated based on each of the needs of the learner throughout our staff. Our school intent matches with IT administration and support focus on teaching and learning markers. Yes, we do have, the district has currently 4 IT personnel, and most tech support response happens with a 24-hour turnaround. We have an online work order that we can place so we can get our technology fixed and up and running within that amount of time. All rooms are connected wirelessly. We can access the internet throughout any of the rooms across all the district. And we do have a filtering / virus protection software that is efficient, and it helps keep us running smoothly. And we also are currently employing the Haiku and Schoology LMS programs that will help us collaborate more as a staff and will continue to keep us keep us connected and sharing and collaborating. The places where I see a room for growth is broadband connection frequently is going in and out. I've experienced this myself, and I've spoken to different teachers who experience the same type of frustration where they're not connected, their apps are not connected, they're getting logged off or booted off, and the kids are, having to deal with those issues, having to learn how to troubleshoot, which is a good learning point, but at the same time, it shouldn't be taken away from the instruction time. We also have a current data system for assessments that is called Luminate that is not very intuitive. We are just getting teachers to really use it purposefully. There's a lot of glitches. There's been a lot of things where it's not helped us really drive the instruction like it's supposed to. And we generally don't have any support for language programs that have report cards in place for us to be able to show that we are supporting those programs. School district intent matches technology universal capacity markers. Most all students have access to technology in the classrooms that they're at. There's the 1-to-1 ratio of iPads in grades 2, 3, and this year we're implementing that 4th grade, which would be rolling out the beginning of January. And the tech committee that supports the staff is readily available. Um, we have computer labs that are open a few hours before and after school for those students that do not have the one-to-one iPads. I'm referring to 4th and 5th grade. Kinder, I believe, also, and first have access to these computer labs. We have 2 Tectosas currently in the district that support us with lessons and help us incorporate technology into our classroom. And not only that, but they also help guide where our technology will go. And for the most part, the technology um, is implemented by everybody within the district. So I feel that the majority of teachers, support staff, and administrators do participate in coaching and modeling best practices. And there is some school mentoring throughout. We have some tech support staff at each of our sites now. That involves one of the teachers supporting the rest of us. Um, Moving on. The problems that I see is that the TOSAs can't support all the district, meaning that their time is allocated and it's pretty much spoken for throughout the year. There's times where they do come in and they have to schedule the times to come and support, but it's not something where they're readily available to come and support all the time. And we also, I feel, as much as we have the support of that staff member, we don't have enough time to collaborate with that staff member and other staff members regarding technology and how to embed it into our everyday teaching. School/district intent matches equitable, sustainable funding. Yes, we are working on educational. These are the things that I've seen that are working. The educational leaders collaborate with diverse stakeholders. We do currently have a committee that meets bi-monthly now. They used to be monthly, but now they're doing bi-monthly that guide our district and our technology goals. And this committee also helps with the different things that are working, the different technologies that we have currently in place at our district. And our goals do match the school district funding formulas because it's part of the LCAP language and it's in there. And we're working with it again because we're incorporating various programs like STEAM and following the ITSA standards and implementing the SAMR model, the KOW chart that is going to help us understand and develop critical thinkers in 21st century learning across our school and our district, across the different schools and districts. And we do have allocations for long-term goals of teaching and learning technology, and they are integrated into that LCAP. We have a line item local funding action plan for maintenance and new purchases of hardware. We have money that has been allocated for that, and we're still working on making sure that that is sustainable. And we do continue to look for other grants. We are currently implementing IDEAS 2.0, which is a science and engineering grant that is going to help us implement the new NGSS standards. And we're also part of another grant that is similar to IDEAS, but is specifically focused for the NGSS standards and rolling those out. And again, we incorporate the SAMR model, and we are focusing and guiding our technology based on the ITSA standards. And the grants are all based on these based on the uses for these different tools. And again, the local funding does encompass technology for us. So those are the markers that we've met so far. And our needs, we're still having to figure. We still don't have one-to-one iPads in 1st and 5th grade, which are grades that are crucial to our learning here and progression across the grade levels. There's no real long-term maintenance or /replacement plan for these technologies. If an iPad breaks, if it needs to be replaced, if there's no other iPad that can come and replace that in case something like that would happen in one of the classes that has the one-to-one iPad ratios. Smartboards, again, the interactive whiteboards, they do take a while to be replaced, and again, that affects our everyday teaching. And also the streamlining of technology tools. Sometimes it's a bit overwhelming with a lot of the things that we need to do, and it takes us a long time to figure out how to use these tools. So we want to make sure that we streamline those different tools to make sure that it's easier for the teacher to use it in their everyday classroom. And again, more PLC time. We do have currently PLC time that focuses on Common Core, but I would like to see, I think we need to see a little bit more PLC time that is infused with the technology, and it brings again all these, the Common Core and the STEAM and all these different components into the one, to that time of PLC. As far as LCAP and the LUSD, well, our district began implementing technology we've been doing this for a while. Lakeside began looking to technology back in 2010, before the LCFF and the LCAP were even in place. They wanted to give the tools which they knew would be vital for their learning. So they also understood that these various needs for our students would benefit from the vast amount of possibilities that modern technology could afford them. They did this before they had the flexibility that they're implementing now with the LCFF and the LCAP. They began buying technology that they thought would be useful and easy to learn. We also as a district, the district has implemented their ideas, compared basic interactive whiteboards, and decided to buy the smartboards. And this all began in 2010. With this plan, the I2 grew from 2 to 4 IT support technology people, staff, and then we rolled out all the smartboards throughout the district. And once they realized that this technology was just a stepping stone into a tool that is constantly changing, they moved on to handheld devices and purchased the iPads for all teachers and administrators in 2011 and 12. And then after that year, they began the rolling out of one-to-one iPads, starting with second grade. And then they progressed in third, and again continued from there. Our technology journey continues to this day. As you can see, the technology use keeps growing, and the need for bandwidth has increased, along with the expansion of these technology devices, creating a gap between where we stand now and the district's vision. This was very much enforced based on the LCAP, which reference education codes 52060, 52066, 47605, 47605.5, and 47606.5 of the Local Control and Accountability Plan. With this, I also noticed that our district wanted to make sure that we touch based on the Enhancing Through Technology Act of 2001, which seeks to improve student academic achievement, and it also helps support LUSD expansion of technology district-wide. The district has had a good amount of time to see how some technology works, some of its cost, and the planning that needs to happen before taking the steps to implement it. Therefore, Lakeside District is currently working with various bonds, grants, and partnerships that will help ensure that this happens. The district has clearly placed technology planning as part of the LCAP goal because it aligns with our district's mission, which is to, again, this is our goal, and it's on the LCAP, provide students the skills necessary to succeed in a dynamic global workforce by achieving 21st century skills, digital literacy, communication, and collaboration. And again, this plan is implemented in a 3-year goal that will give us time to figure out what the next steps are for our district's future in technology. So our district is proceeding with caution to ensure that the tools we use help our students to use those 21st century skills, and we will continue the rollout of the one-to-one iPads during these 3 years and address needs as they present themselves. The district will also make sure that we are creating an environment that embraces technology based on the criteria set forth by the LCAP, and that it provides conditions for learning positive and rewarding student outcomes, and it is an engaging environment. Fiscal analysis. Lakeside has already begun to implement ways to make sure that we meet our goals and have a sustainable plan that embraces the technology and creates an equitable learning environment for all students. Including the LUSD LCAP language, we find clear evidence of goal number 1, which seeks to provide students the skills necessary to succeed in a dynamic workforce by achieving competency, as I said before, 21st century skill, all state standards, which includes the Common Core. We're including the STEAM, science, technology, engineering, and arts, and mathematics. Multilingualism with our dual immersion programs throughout the district, 4 which are currently in place, digital literacy, communication, and collaboration. And so LUSD wants to continue to foster these 21st century learners throughout district by expanding student access to student devices. So as the student devices increase, the district has to meet this increase. So the district has a vision of what 21st century learners look like, so it created a pathway with the LCAP that will help meet its vision, which includes constant reevaluation of funds and expenditures to maximize the funds. Therefore, our district will continue to meet with this steering committee that includes representatives from all stakeholders and to make sure that we are on the right path and that we're considering all aspects such as cost, time frame of sustainability, and process of implementation. So, we're currently facing issues that affect adequate, equitable, sustainable access for all students with limited bandwidth, understaffed tech department, and the increased amount of iPads around the district. We have great tools that are very limited due to the low bandwidth. Therefore, the district is taking steps to address these issues. The first to be addressed is the issue of bandwidth. The district has realized that the more iPads that you roll out, the more strain that this places on your current network infrastructure. Therefore, to keep in line with this goal of creating competent digital citizens, they are currently working on improving the network by increasing the bandwidth, which should be completed and ready to go by February 2015. And the LCAP states that they will use a $10,000 bond this year to support the information technology infrastructure. Then they will reevaluate, make necessary changes as appropriate the following year. They have also added 2 tech people to the IT team that will support with the maintenance of the network and our growing technology. Actionable goals, next steps. The district has been working hard to bring technology to all of its schools. I propose that we continue to support the expansion of broadband infrastructure which supports all the new technology we are trying to implement. This is in alignment with the district's mission and LCAP goals. To carry out my proposal, we will create a simple electronic survey that teachers throughout the district can fill out to help determine where our bandwidth needs currently stand. They will help us gather data about all the bandwidth issues that come up this remaining year. And we can continue to do this throughout the following year, since that year we need to make sure we assess completely to see what our IT needs would be, as is already stated in our LCAP plan. Based on this data, we can then begin to come up with the proposal that, if needed, can give us an idea of how much money we would need to continue to improve our IT in order to best meet our students' academic needs. So, we have to make sure all stakeholders have continuous access to our technology implementation progress, so they are empowered to make informed decisions that contribute to the support of the district's LCAP goals. So we will find more ways to fund our technology through partnerships with businesses, grants, and local bonds. Economic sustainability will ensure that we stay on track and current with the technologies. So we will look forward for funding from these various venues yearly to maintain the program. Furthermore, we will continue to follow the models currently in place, like the SAMR model, to make sure the efficacy of the technology we're using. We will also hire 2 more part-time tech support members that will help to maintain our network and other technologies running smoothly. This will ensure that while we continue to roll out iPads in the next 2 years, these tools have stable access to the internet. Strategic leadership. Ensuring that students in grades 1 and 5 have one-to-one iPads and a reliable access to the internet in our district will require great support from all of our stakeholders. We will appeal to parents, local leaders such as business owners, board members, staff, vested community members, and other prospective donors. Therefore, we will continue to involve all stakeholders to make sure that they stay current with the what and the why, so we can continue pursuing our endeavor, which again is the focus is the kids here. We will use the steering committee as a compass for our technology decisions, which is you, where you come into play. And we will also build a stronger bond between parents, schools, and the district so that they can continue to fund and support our technology mission, vision, and LCAP goals. Most of the leaders in our district are on board with making sure we give our students the tools they will need to be on par with 21st century skills through the use of technology. And I would like to thank you for your time, and I hope you consider my proposal. Thank you.